Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Aldino Prime, and I'm back with another video. We're going to take a look at my Transformers collection, but I did a video of this, but they were in their vehicle forms. Now let's take a look at their robot forms. Alrighty, let's get started with the Autobots themselves. Yes, we're going to go from the smallest Autobots and Decepticons all the way up to the largest. Now, I already did a part 1 with their vehicles. Check that out if you haven't watched it, and check all my other reviews. But let's get right into this. So we're gonna start with these little turbo changers. I think I might have showed this. Here's Shatter. This is the car mode's not bad, but the robot mode is just a terrible representation of the movie. That's why I can't wait for the studio series Shatter to come out. That figure actually does look kind of cool. And you got Megatron, Soundwave. If my camera picks it up, this is a great face mold for Soundwave. And then going over to the Autobots, me, Grimlock. We got my boy Grimlock. And we got these Energon Igniters. We got little tiny ones, like they're Legend class size. So if you're familiar with Transformers like me, these are like Legend class. They're like smaller than Deluxes. Then we got Energon Igniter, Big Boy Optimus. Then we got Prime Energon Igniter, Tiny Turbo Changer, we got Tiny Turbo Changer Bumblebee. And now let's get into more of the Deluxes. Oh wait, let's do the one-step changers first. We got this with the Bumblebee's cassettes that came with the Decepticon tapes for Soundwave. This is just a little flip and changer, one-step turbo changer Bumblebee. I think this is a repaint of the high octane one-step changer from Age of Extinction. I don't know. We got Turbo Changer Drift from The Last Night. It's actually really not that bad. And I got Turbo Changer Cogman. Now this face sculpt, if my camera will focus, is beautifully sculpted. And I know this is a little one-step changer, but God, this is absolutely great for a kid's toy. I mean, I know they didn't have this for collectors in mind, but like my camera won't pick it up. This is just beautiful. Very screen accurate. And then we got this little Optimus Prime, little thing, little tiny miniature Prime. Let's pick up this guy. Here we go. Alright. We are gonna probably do Decepticons first. Let's start things off. Oh wait. I think I showed this in my last part 1. This is Starscream, little tiny one, and there goes Dropkick. So let's look at him first. Here's Dropkick. Very nice face sculpt, very accurate to the movie model. Very nicely done robot mode, but you know, the car mode, I'm not a big fan of his plane mode. But you know, hey, he's triple changers. We got triple changers in the movie. He's got his little guns. There's a lot of parts forming, as you like to call it. Or there's a lot of helicopter parts that, like these parts, are just hanging off the arms. Okay, I don't mind like parts forming, but this kind of stuff, you could have put a hinge joint here and folded that up, and then folded these over like that. It would have made the figure way better. But hey, you know, these toy designers were tasked to do basically the impossible. But you know, they do it. Here we got Lockdown. Now, this is just an absolutely beautiful face. I mean, holy crap. This beautiful lockdown face, if my camera can pick it up, my phone camera, I don't think it can, but holding this figure in person, this is absolutely a beautiful lockdown robot mode. The thing is, I put these on the sides, not instead of putting them in his arms, because in the movie, these come out of his arms. He's not really holding them, and he uses this through his arm to kill Ratchet. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Age of Extinction, he kills Ratchet with this, with it on his arm, instead of his picking it up with his hand. So, yeah, that's Lockdown. It's really nice, got really great sculpting and details. And that's the thing with the Studio Series, they've really all got beautiful sculpting and details. Now let's take a look at Starscream. The this is just, honestly, this is amazing figure. Got his little blaster thingy. I know this is kind of like folded over, but this is kind of actually movie accurate. These parts more movie accurate. I think this was a upscale remold of the Transformers Dark of the Moon Deluxe Class Starscream, which I heard that figure was alright, but they made this figure way more. This is very screen accurate to the first film. It could use a little bit more paint, but hey, I'm not complaining. You know, you can always do it yourself, do custom paints with it. So, yeah. And now let's move over to these guys. Last night, Deluxe Barricade. Not one of the best barricades, but like I do like this figure very much. Most people took the backpack off when they got it, but I prefer the backpack because I'm a completist, and you know, I'm a completist with these things. Put this guy back over there. Great figure. Last night, Deluxe Class Decepticon Berserker. This kind of looks like Crankcase from Dark of the Moon. That's what I really thought of Berserker in the movie, even though we only got one shot with him in the last night. He's got the little things that Crankcase threw at Ironhide's chest in Dark of the Moon. And I think they reused this mold for the Transformers Studio Series Crowbar, which I do not have that figure, sadly. Looks like a great figure. But I think they reused that mold, even though that's a great figure overall. Even though we got him in one scene, they still gave us a figure. And now we're going to take a look at the leader of the Decepticons himself. Megatron, Voyager from the last night. And my god, this is the best movie Megatron we have gotten. The only thing I don't like about the Voyager is the yellow bottom lip. And we didn't get the battle mask, like you can put it up. Now, the leader class version, I heard, did that. I did see pictures of that. But the thing I like is we finally got the fusion cannon. Or plasma blaster, whatever you want to call it. We got his sword. That's just a beautiful design. Very, very beautiful. Nice figure. And you always gotta have Megatron out front with that. And here is Soundwave, and Doombox is his headmaster. Very Generation 1 looking aesthetic. Really like this figure. His tape deck still opens. It's very nice. I put Buzzsaw. This is Buzzsaw. Very nice. I like having it on his arm because it kind of looks cool like that. He's got his blaster. And then we also got Howlback. He turns into a wolf and jet. And a tape. And we got Frenzy. And now he was one of the actual original Decepticons. I'm going to pull him out because the lighting over here is terrible. This is very Titans Return looking because I think they did repaint these guys from the Titans Return leader Soundwave, and these guys I think were also from the Titans Return or some other toy line. But hey, if you're a completist like me, do it. Alrighty, let's look at Age of Extinction Voyager Galvatron. Now, Galvatron, he was an alright character. I mean, he was just Megatron reborn. This figure's alright. It could use for way more paint. Like, all this unpainted area. Like, on the back of the package, this is the thing that everybody talked about. On the back of the package, all these parts were, like, painted. And when you look at the toy, it's not even, the figure toy, not even painted. And the only thing I don't like, they just collapsed the front of the car on the back. They just collapsed the front of the car. I don't know why they did that, but you know, hey. And they didn't even paint the whole, that's, I thought it was badass, but then now kind of not. There. Blitz. Now let's take a look at Voyager Titan's Return Blitzwing. Now this figure's very Generation 1 aesthetic looking. And watch, that's what the Titans Return, the War Cybertron Siege, all a Power of the Primes. They're going for that Generation 1 look. Now this figure's head becomes Hazard. Like, if you grew up in the 80s and you knew the Headmasters, that's what these were. But the Headmasters, I heard, were way bigger than this because they came with more giant Transformers. Now, these guys are small. They're not hard to lose. They're very easy to lose, so watch out. And yeah, Blitzwing was always a triple changer, so that's why he's kind of got a tank on him. And then we got Octane, Voyager Octane. I think it's Octane or Octane. Very nice detail. I heard this was just a repaint and remold of the original Titans Return Voyager Optimus Prime. But I'm not sure on that. Yes, his hair becomes another guy. And this also is a triple changer. He becomes a truck and then a plane. Very nice Decepticon logo. Of course, he's a Decepticon. Kind of got wings. Kind of like Blitzwing. And now let's move over to the Autobots. So this is Studio Series number 18 Bumblebee. If you've already seen my review, then yeah, you know how much I love this figure. Great figure. Check out the review on that. Here we got Studio Series number 1, the first ever Studio Series figure I got, and first one ever, the original Chimera Bumblebee. And they did redo it for the clunkered Bumblebee with the rust and everything on the roof. So he looks more movie accurate. Hey, this figure to me is really good. I don't care that he doesn't have the rust. You know, kind of, spoiler alert, he turns into the Camaro at the end of Bumblebee, so it makes it look more like that. And Dark of the Moon Ratchet. Just a repaint of the original Studio Series Ratchet. I just got this because I'm a completist, and I don't have the original Studio Series Ratchet. There we go. Let's look at this figure. Last Night Deluxe Class Wave 3 Bumblebee. This is actually not a bad figure. Now, they did not release this with the Wave 1 Last Night Deluxes. They wait until Wave 3, because there's usually in Wave 1 there's always a Bumblebee in it, but then they just repainted. Now we'll show that figure in a little bit. And Wave 3, they were working on a new mold, and Takara and Hasbro probably needed more time to make the new mold for Bumblebee, so they just repainted him. Yeah, but that figure actually turned out to be really good. That figure was actually really hard to find, because by the time Wave 3 was out, most stores have stopped carrying the Last Night stuff, because mostly my stores have really stopped carrying them. And let's look at Crosshairs. This is not a really bad, this is a great representation of the movie. Big old backpack, that's all. No, it's not actually that big. They actually collapse it more. Now, let's take a look at Hot Rod. Beautiful face. No, I think this was a remold of the Transformers Age of Extinction Deluxe Lockdown. They just remolded it and made it into Hot Rod, but I'm not sure about that. Oh, there goes every Transformer. Now, let's look at Deluxe Strip. Obviously, he did change his car mode in the last night to a Mercedes Benz. Oh, there goes Bumblebee. And he's now red with that. And he also came with a couple weapons. He's a samurai. So, yeah, not bad figure. They're all just falling over now. There we go. I'll fix Bumblebee. And now let's look at the Age of Extinction Deluxe Drift. And he was a Bugatti in the movie. And comparison, if you can kind of see, the swords did change colors from silver and to gold to dark gunmetal gray, not silver. Silver. And here's Age of Extinction Deluxe Crosshairs. This one is not as good as last night. This one is more kind of blocky looking. The car mode, if you watch that video, I compared them to. Let's actually get him out. There goes High Octane. Comparison. This one's got more paint apps. And these little flaps that he has, kind of like skirt things, are painted on the last night one. And on the Age of Extinction one, they're not painted. They're just all black. Yeah, and there you had that. Now let's look at High Octane Bumblebee. This is what got me into Transformers collecting. This is what started my collection. And this one does not have the Autobot logo, but it's still Bumblebee. But he doesn't have his arm cannon. He has this kind of thing on the side of his arm. There's a lot of unpainted parts. Yeah. They unpainted a lot of those parts. Last night, Wave 1 Bumblebee. I bought this because I'm a completist. And he's got the star things. This was just a repaint and remold of the Age of Extinction Wave 3 Bumblebee, which was the 2014 concept Chevy Camaro. And they just repainted it because they were working on the new mold for the last night, and they wanted to wait until Wave 3 probably. And we got Power of the Primes Jazz. Very G1 aesthetic. I really like this figure. This figure is really amazing. And let's look at the last night Deluxe Strafe. He's Dinobot. You know, you can probably tell. And let's look at the Voyager Age of Extinction Grimlock. Very gold and silver. It's kind of like, no, it's not like a gold. It's kind of a bronze gold. And black, you know, he's got these things on his arms. So you can tell he's a dinosaur. He's got his sword. But the Studio Series figure that is Leader Class, and that figure looks amazing. And they have Blackout too in Leader Class. And last but not least, my first Optimus Prime. Leader Class Age of Extinction Prime. Big shield. This shield in the last night one, the Voyager Prime, was not painted. They just did it in more of a blue Energon kind of looking one. When this one was painted like the movie. But that one actually looks really cool. So I like that one more than this one. And yeah, there you have my Transformers collection in the robot modes and car modes. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like it, click that thumbs up. Click down below if you like any of my videos. Check them out. Subscribe to Aldino Prime. Subscribe to Aldino Guy Gaming. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and all that stuff to know when I post new videos. Anyway, guys, I am Aldino Prime, and I will catch you guys later.